Oh my God. I love that. That is so great. It's so great. It's so great. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello out there in YouTube land. And then we got the gram on the phone. Hello, everyone. So excited to be here. This is the first one. This is what change is all about. This is what the spring equinox, all of the things that we're here to talk about. This is what it's all about. Continuing to grow.
Every single moment has led up and been preparation for the next. And this is the next. And here we are in the next.
We are.
And like I'm in a new space. I'm standing. God only knows how much I'm gonna
I am not, but I did wear of my very special Pluto Never Forget 1930 to 2006. I did wear my very special.
In 2006. That's what they did.
Can you believe it was 2006?
Yeah, I feel like it was later than that.
I was like, oh, okay. I mean, hopefully, I just got it on Amazon. I did not fact check the dates. Maybe I should have done that. I was just so excited to get this shirt for this particular live because we are going to be talking about Pluto headed into Aquarius. And I felt it was only right that he gets his little space here, this little planet of joy that we have. And yes, I still call him a planet. He's a planet.
Did you tag me on Instagram on the thing?
I did. Maybe it didn't go through.
So stay on your Instagram for a second.
Okay, getting on.
Make sure
it's not uploading.
Yep, that's
that was on me. Look, this is how we learn and grow things.
It's on the. Here we are. All right, here we are. It is officially as of 40 minutes ago. Officially, the new year.
Mm-hmm. It is. Welcome to the Zodiac New Year, sis.
I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this for so many reasons. I feel like this is we also had today, and we're just going to mention it, the North Node and Venus conjunct in Taurus. I mean, could we have a more perfect align? It's orchestrated or something. It's like Saturn's entrance into Pisces on the moon, and it's like, let me just wait it out, and all these things of how it just divinely happens. You cannot, when studying the stars and studying astrology, sit there and say everything's a fucking coincidence and happenstance.
You can,
but
you can't.
When you study it and you really see it, you can't.
Yeah, you begin. I saw the quote, saw it on BBC when Benedict Cumberbatch was playing Sherlock on BBC, and that was years ago. Saw it, and it totally sunk in with me then, and since developing what I have within astrology, I use it now all the time. The universe is not that lazy. There are no such thing as coincidences. It's just not. And when you begin, I never understood it when Moriarty said that. And then all of a sudden my growth and my love for astrology flourished. And I'm like, oh, I can get it now. Got it. I got it. Before we really get super into this new moon, we've got OSTARA, which we've already talked about, the Pluto in Aquarius and Mars fucking finally heading in to Cancer. Do we want to do a little level set with who we are, what we're here for this new group of YouTube users that we have? I'm so excited.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm Simone with Ripples in the Matrix. I am Simone with Ripples in the Matrix. I'm going to let you go, and then we'll see where else I want to go.
Awesome. So I am Maloney Adams. I am CEO and co-founder of Habitual Sages. As Moni said, she is the other half of Red Pill Astrology with Ripples in the Matrix. We are just my soul sister right here, y'all. I love her so much. And we love astrology. And so we this year came out with Red Pill Astrology. If you are watching on YouTube Live, you can see that in the chat. I've put our link tree out there, as well as individually, our own individual businesses are both out there as well. So you can take a look at us a little bit deeper. But we come here 3 times a month to talk through ingresses and lunations only, for certain segments. So we break up the month into thirds, the 1st through the 10th, the 11th through the 20th, 21st through the 30th or 31st. And we just focus on high level conversations about the ingresses and lunations that are within that time frame. So you can look forward YouTube better be watching out. Look forward to it 3 times a month. You got your girls here delivering all of that astrology. And then we both also run the daily dose, which if you love astrology, you want to get deeper into it. If you just want more details, that is the capsule that you need to be in. It is a 3-month subscription capsule that we utilize WhatsApp for. And us two go back and forth all day, every day. Private readings, private messages, certain things that you can only find, and really a lot of personalized stories. I think that's my favorite part about it, is we get to talk about in there our own personal experiences and share those with the community on how astrology shows up for us in our day-to-day life.
Yeah, and it's just such a beautiful container. Like
Mm-hmm.
right now we have the capsule open, so get in while it is.
While it still is.
Yeah, we're really enjoying it, like getting the feedback and getting the, like, how is this landing? How is this resonating for the other individuals in the container? And what's great about it is, first of all, either one of us could have done this like solo.
Yeah.
But getting 2 different perspectives about similar energies or the days or I think is so important, because it's like, oh, I might not have thought of it that way. Mm-hmm. And we say this a lot. I say this a lot. We are, let's also let everyone know how we operate. So I'm a Libra sun. Mm-hmm. I am a Libra sun, Gemini moon, and Capricorn rising, Mars Capricorn first house.
Thank the blessed stars for all of those placements.
Especially the Mars Capricorn first house, because it brings me back. So you'll see how these energies, especially if you are familiar with astrology, how these energies really start to play out as we communicate. Because my airiness will start to kick in. And Maloney is tell them, so just from your own words.
I am a Leo sun, Libra moon, Gemini rising.
So we have overlap, and it's beautiful, right? But I, being a Saturn ruled individual, because I am a Capricorn rising, I can sometimes get very Saturnian and very and just like matter of fact and ground us back in. And then when that happens, Maloney's either Leo sun or Libra moon starts to kick in and just like totally like lightens the load. And then I start to amplify the light and load. And when that happens, then she grounds us back in. And it's just such a beautiful dynamic. And it happens a lot in the daily dose as well. And that's what's so cool, is you get to see these 2 different perspectives. And because you are getting multiple perspectives, you don't have to go to like 5 different places to get all your information. Like we end up kind of sometimes cross talking, but we actually end up covering usually 2 totally different parts, and without even like, hey, I want to talk about this today. And like, there's none of that. It's just so fucking organic, and it's so fucking beautiful. And like, I can't wait for more people to get in our energy, because the world needs it.
Yes. And that is what we are here. That is why we moved to the YouTube platform. Creating
I had a little resistance. I'm not going to lie. I'm still a little resistant.
It's fine. This is going to be awesome. I'm so wait, even look, hold on. Let's get this on. Oh, wait, wrong one. Oh, yes. If you'd like to join the daily, I know I've got these little, tips and tricks. We can't do it on Instagram. The other one is obviously the best way to make sure that you are with us as we go through these energies month by month by month and in these lives is to make sure to subscribe to our YouTube at Red Pill Astrology, turn on alerts, like and share. That all helps the algorithm. So that way this gets pushed out where it needs to be pushed out to. And let's start off with, we just grounded in that it is a brand new astrological year. And guess what we have with this brand new astrological year? We have the gift of 2 Aries new moons. And we are here to talk about the first one.
And so crazy. The last time the moons have shifted in this manner was 2020, guys. And I remember when this happened and I was like, why are no astrologers talking about this? I remember doing yoga in the park during fucking our situation in 2020 and being like, no one's talking about the fact that we are starting energies, because when we have 2 new moons in one astrological sign, that means going forward for a certain amount of time, we will now start with a full moon, which means we're starting with the release. We're going to be starting with, yes. And this is what I remember talking about back in 2020. It's like, we're starting with the letting go, not the release. We're done saying the word release, because release, we're reattaching. We're not doing that anymore. We are letting go. So I think it's very interesting to see what's going to come up. And not only are we starting with the new moon tomorrow, which is very, very soon, we are also going to be ending the final moon. First of all, we're at 1 degree, and then I think we're at like 29 degree. It's just fucking too fucking beautiful. It's
actually 0 degrees, 50 minutes to be exact.
Right.
But you do round up to 1. So it's the both sides.
And what's beautiful about this is the nodes are about to be switching into Aries and Libra. And this is that prelude. And then the last moon that we're going to be experiencing in Aries season happens to be an eclipse but it's like a reversal eclipse, because the nodes are still in Taurus and Scorpio, but it's still this preparation energy. And I mean, to go back and anchor into the fact, like we just started out saying, the universe is not fucking lazy. This is all
working.
preparation. This is every single thing that you have grown through and been through and gone through is preparation for what is to come. And I said this in a transmission on my Instagram. I recorded it last night. I put it up this morning. We're not going backwards. Like we did not grow through everything that we've been through in the Taurus and Scorpio fucking nodes to move.
Hold on, is there a reaction? There is. Look.
Oh.
This is it.
We are not.
Preach it, sis.
But we are not. Literally, we did not grow through all of that to move into the North Node into Aries, which we're sidetracking, but this is also Simone. Keep up. We will circle back. You're welcome. Welcome to the experience of the Moni and Maloney show. Maybe that's what we need to call it. Anyway, so when we really look at this, the North Node in Aries is about our self-actualization. It is our authenticity. It is our authentic self, and everything that I know. It's hard right now, guys. I know. I understand. I worked through the thick of it, and I mean, I don't know that things maybe get easier, but we definitely get stronger. And who knows?
More wisdom.
Yeah, and we're coming up on Pluto entering Aquarius and this beautiful shift that we're going to be experiencing as well. So that will be a test of it all again. And this is what life is like, and I don't know that it's like a pass or fail. I think we're continuously passing. We might be passing with more flying colors, but every single day that we have a new opportunity. So
it's almost like I just heard, are we passing into our next timeline, or are we passing over our next timeline? Like those are the passings. We all pass. What do we pass as I guess that's a verb, right?
Pass through to get into.
Yeah. So just to ground in, I did put in the chat for everybody that is on YouTube Live, Aries New Moon, 0 degrees, 50 minutes, March 21st. So this is tomorrow at the day we're recording this. It will go exact at 12:23 p.m. Central Time, 10:23 a.m. Pacific Time, which is where Moni is. It is square Mars, sextile Pluto, and those configurations are a 3-degree orb. So square Mars, sextile Pluto, and man, there is so like it is the beginning of existence. That's what I talked about in the Daily Dose special new moon reading. It's the beginning of existence.
Yeah.
And I love this. What is coming up? What is new? What is existing? What is being birthed? What is coming forward?
Here? What is still here, and what do we get to do with it? Like,
Yes.
because we are completely different. And since we are completely different, what new experiences are we calling forth? I was just having this message come in earlier as well of we actually we are co-creating the experience that we're having, and every experience we're having is purposeful so that we can see how we respond to the experience, the choices that we make.
It's
When
reactions. The reaction.
Yeah. I mean, the chain reaction, I guess, but like the butterfly effect, the ripple effect of like, okay, well, if this, then this, and seeing how that all plays out and what that does for us. I mean, it's just such a fucking beautiful journey, but along the way, there's some.
You got to ride the wave. You have to ride the wave.
Turbulence.
There is. And I had one note here is like, especially when it comes to where we're at today and what we're moving through, working through, what we're trying to work into is like, we are being called. There's no doubt in my mind anymore after the last 3 years that we have had. There is no doubt in my mind that we are being called. And what is that? Like, this moon is a great opportunity because it is new, it's dark, it's birthing something. What is being called to you? What is that message? What is being said to you as the individual? Where does that work need to be? Or where does that transformation need to be? Where's that next timeline? But it's great because the channeled term that I got for this moon was pep in your step. Like, what is your pep? There's pizzazz with this moon. There's like an electric energy force in this moon with all these other things going on. And, you know, it's with Pluto here, with its sextiling Pluto, with Pluto being at the 29 degrees, Pluto coming into Cap in 2008. There's this like pizzazz that is being gifted here for what's your pep? What is this thing that's calling to you, and how are you going to bring it forth?
Yeah. And, you know, we have like infinite potential and possibilities available to us. So what do you want to choose?
Yes.
Like, especially with this being so aligned with this new astrological year. Like, I mean, I don't want to overrun the program, like meaning perpetuate the program in a way that makes it null and void. However, this energy, there is something available to anchor into. And I actually happen to have my honeycomb has the
shout out to Honeycomb.
Dude, we love you.
Love you. Thank you. Thank you for shining your light and fulfilling your purpose in this world.
I have mine with the other asteroids, and I have we actually are anchored into this new moon's anchored into Sirius, and that's like super exciting. That's at 20 degrees Libra. And that's like providing this extra support that, you know, unless you know about it, like we don't even know that is there. And So it's kind of giving a kite effect in a way. It's not a perfect kite, but this is pointing us to the energy of the new moon. So we're being pointed to this new beginning, to our self-actualization, to our independence, to our passions, to all that Aries energy, to our warrior energy, to our, like we have moved through, especially we cannot forget the fact that we have Jupiter and Chiron in Aries as
There's
well.
5 planets at this moon in
Yeah.
Aries.
Yeah. And we cannot forget about that happening, and Mercury here as well. And we have this sense of, like we've worked through the shit of Aries,
Mhm.
which is a lot of shit to work through. This reactive energy, this uneasy temperament, this like having the pause, like this
Mhm.
being able to have the pause, step back, observe,
Slow the fuck down. Thank you, Mars. Appreciate
yeah,
you.
slow down a little bit and then proceed accordingly,
Yeah.
like understanding the cause and effect of things. And I think this new moon is something, especially the date, I think it's something to just really put a pin in your life, in your timeline, in your calendar, especially because when the nodes move and they traverse the opposite way as the rest of the planets, which means that it will have to come, the North Node will have to come back to this place when it finalizes its transit. And but it's also interesting because this is now going to be transiting through, this energy is going to transit through, and then we're going to have that eclipse in a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
And that is going to be at the initiation point of where the node enters into. And it's like,
There's something very cyclical, very balanced, very what is that? Ordained, I think is the word I want to use. Like it is written. There is purpose. There's just something very prominent about this, because I love that you tied together. So we like to try to stay grounded in the future, but this is all part of a very, or I'm sorry, grounded in the now. This is all part of a very big story, because one of the things that I wrote down too, and not to get like projecting forward as to what the next decade is going to look like, but this is literally the exact degree we are off by 5 minutes. It is the exact degree off by 5 minutes of where Saturn and Neptune are going to conjunct February 2026. So I am getting full goosebumps right now. So this is, again, this isn't, yes, we need to be in the moment, but we have to understand that all of our collective moments lead to our collective future. What we lay down today is present then later on. And we are, again, just as you started this off, everything that we've done up to this point led us to this point.
yeah.
That continues as we continue to grow, as we continue to live our lives. So there's something very like, again, it's the beginning of existence. What is that existence for you?
Mm-hmm.
What is this for you? And we're each being called. I love when astrologers say, we know what Pluto and Capricorn's done. If you don't know by now, look, I'll give you the number to somebody to go talk to. You know what I mean? Like, we should all have a very clear idea of what we have been working through, right?
Yeah.
There has been themes. If you like paying attention to those themes, you know kind of where this is at. And now all that is just transitioning into this Aries section of your natal chart. So where is that for you? For me, this is my 10th house. This is when Jupiter got in, this has activated all of my 10th house, which is a lot about where a lot of this is coming from, where a lot of me getting back and doing my, doing the Twitchy Tuesdays and developing myself more and wanting to get more into this business and really making, like, being grounded in this. And then with Jupiter here you have big faith, because a lot of this, and I know I've talked to you about this multiple times, I have no idea why. I just know I should.
Yeah.
The why is immaterial at this point.
Yeah.
The why is totally immaterial. I know I should. I feel I should. I have faith that I should. And I actually talked with James today, my therapist. Shout out to James because he is the best. And what I ended up getting to, because we were talking about this, is he was like, you are in optimism where you know things are going to work out. And what I realized through that conversation was 4 years, and we're talking about probably 2008, if not before, 4 years I've been operating in the when is the other shoe going to drop?
Mm.
So I never gave myself permission to be in full faith, to have this full experience, and to be like, I got this, I can do this, because I was always waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm an optimistic person, but I had this little tinge of pessimism in the background that was guiding. And so now here we are. Oh, this is why this feels weird. This is why this is new, because that other shoe is going to drop. That's an old, outdated program that's gone.
Well, and what also had to move through that 10th house was Chiron in your 10th house, and moving through the self-doubt that can happen because of, well, like, am I sure? Like, right. I know my passion, is this actual passion? Like, right. Is this passion real? Is this flame sustainable? Is this going to last? Is someone else going to see it, or is someone just going to blow it out? Like, and then like subconsciously, consciously blowing it out ourselves. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, then that rolls into like self-sabotage, your inner saboteur. Yeah. I mean, that's a whole, you can just roll down and down and down, but it is, there is, again, something new here. And I loved your point, because this could be something new that you've already had in your back pocket for years, right? It could be an old dream that's becoming new again.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean it has to be something brand new.
Yeah.
Just a new way to approach, a new way to do things, a new way to, Mercury is in here, a new way to think about things, a new way to, maybe there's lots of options. It's a new way to choose the way you want. And there's still the square to Mars we have to deal with.
I would also be very aware of your responses and your reactions to things are going to be very, during this new moon, during this time, they're going to be very indicative of like paths to get curious about. Because the reactivity energy that Aries can hold is that, depending on your level of consciousness and your level of awareness and your own personal process and how you are, where you're at and where you are, your self-development and your growth. But like, if you can step back and like, oh, my human just did that. That was fun. Like, why did we just do that? And getting curious.
Hey, checking in. Why are we doing this?
Like, wait a minute, hold on. Let's look at this real quick. And don't bypass what it is that the experience is trying to show you. Yeah. And take accountability in the process, because all we can do as individuals, to operate at the highest octave that we want to within the collective. We were talking about this yesterday. Yes. Like, we have to be fully authentically ourselves to fully show up into the collective. And Aries energy allows for us to really embody that and to become that, and to, but in the curiosity process that happens too, like that has to happen so that we can do so. Yeah.
And that's where I think this square to Mars is really poignant in this moon, because Mars, being the square, Mars is we're going to be talking about Mars getting into Cancer in this one because Mars is still in Gemini.
Mm.
And while there's, like that is my own, like, I just want to be able to move and have forward motion and like
And get
that's
out of the
just
mental.
get
Like
out of the
just get
mental,
out of the
right?
mental a little bit.
Get out of the mental, get out of that. But what I will say is Mars's journey through Gemini to me was obviously was necessary to get us to this new beginning because he had to mature. He had to mature. So all of the things that you're talking about, which is how are you thinking? How are you responding? That is all Mars and Gemini realm, right? And this moon is answering to Mars. So here we have these 5 huge planets in Aries, which you think has the bigger power, but Mars gets in especially in a square, Mars gets to sit here and go, time the fuck out. I have gained some wisdom. I have learned some fucking things. Listen to me. Because Mercury, I know you want to go hyphy and just like pull all the options and you want to like be quick and be snappy with it. But I have learned power in the pause. I have learned power in the pause up in your sign. Maybe this shouldn't be your sign if you didn't want me to learn power in the pause, right? Like there's all these like fun little conversations that are happening, but Mars has something to provide here. He has something to give through his grandiose journey in Gemini and hopeful matured journey in Gemini.
Yeah, and I think that there's I think we're really going to figure out what that is and that appreciation the second new moon in the eclipse.
Right. Because this is a full blown, like, yes, typical moon cycles are 2 weeks, right? You go from the new moon to the full moon, a moon cycle from the new to the new. But there's something really potent about, especially this one, that ties this together because we are going from a new moon to a new moon in the same month. Oh my gosh. Are you getting anything else looking at this chart with, I'm going to have to figure out for everybody, again, learning, growing, but seeing if I can pull up a chart and then be able to share it while we're live. So that way everybody can see it. We'll get into that as we learn and grow within this space. But yeah,
the Mercurian world individual handles that.
I'll figure it out. She's just got to send me the solar fire. So do you see anything else within this moon that we want to highlight before we move on to Pluto going into Aquarius?
I just want to reiterate that we do have, the nodes are, guys, if you didn't catch the drift, the nodes are coming up on their end of their journey.
Yes. Yes. You are so happy. It's time to get out. It's time. They've done their job.
Guys,
they have done their due diligence.
I have the South Node transiting through my 10th house. It's so beautiful. As if I don't embody the energy of Scorpio 10th house enough already. Just like even in my own personal life, in my journey, and then just like how transformation, like it's what, even though like, yes, we all have the resistance to the transformation, and I'm not, and I also have Saturn and fucking Sag, which really assists with with that. Yeah. But it's like, it doesn't need to be talked about here. Anyway, but we just have this like it's time. Like, I mean, I think it's not even just get out of my 10th house. It's more of like, let's get into the North Node in Aries.
The next. Yeah. Let's get into the next.
Into that energy of like, because that also means we're going to have like the North Node conjunct Chiron and like that beautiful healing opportunity. Like, I mean, collectively, we just are going to be growing through so much. And, it's really difficult as astrologers. Like, yes, could we try to pinpoint some things? For sure. Like, Pluto entering into Capricorn in 2008 and that whole
Hello.
situation.
Crisis,
And then
financial crisis.
I keep pausing to not encourage the thing in the Daily Dose. And I'm like, I'm purposely not saying the words, and she's over here.
It is what it is.
And I'm like, this.
It is what it is. That is that's part of it is the truth. It's the truth. Look, we don't hide from the truth.
We don't need to give more energy to it.
That's
anyway, but whatever. It is what it is. So I don't know where I was, but I'm excited. But at the same time, yes, stay present because there's still something clearly for us to learn here. Especially, I mean, people that are so I would say those that were born in early 1986. You guys are the ones that have these earlier degrees of the Scorpio and Taurus nodes. Like there's something for you coming. So just really be aware and notice where your patterns are repeating. Notice where you're having difficulties in letting go, because ultimately this is what these nodes are working to teach us. And where you're resisting and letting go is what actually is where the space is that's actually trying to come into you for you. The new is trying to come in there. So like, I mean, just envision that. And there's
a nodal return is so amazing. Like I had mine Gemini, Sag. So
I have mine in Aries, but I'm just saying that there's the early degrees of that you guys also have. We have the early Pluto degrees of Scorpio here. So because I have a 5-degree Pluto Scorpio, so that's also something to be looking at. Of like, they're really, really being forced to let go of something so that you can transform.
Yep.
And whatever that is for you.
Maybe we'll have to do a masterclass on nodal returns and what that means and looks like, or even just like node information. Because they are very powerful. They are catalysts of change. I love eclipse seasons. I think eclipse seasons provide a abundant opportunity to transform and to make really bold moves and decisions in your life that can just propel you even farther. So huge fan of eclipse seasons, especially as these nodes shift, which it's great that they do. And it's not like it's not like an outer planet that takes forever.
Right. But it's not over, because even the next eclipse is shared into Taurus and Scorpio.
It's always blending. It's the perfect
so interesting. This year is very interesting with the eclipses. So it's not over.
It is not.
We just want to fast forward, but we
can't. Cannot have to live here. In fact, we have to live through Pluto in Aquarius. Yes.
Let's go.
Let me put this in there. All right. So in the chat, I want to see, it says I can show this on the stream. Let's see what that. Look at that. I mean, this is great. Pluto and Aquarius. We are here March 23rd, 7:14 a.m. Central, 5:14 a.m. Pacific time is when Pluto makes his ingress. And first ingress, by the way. Yes, thank you. And not just like ingress and like gets into Aquarius. He
doesn't get into anything ever.
Right.
He fucking just strives his way through.
There's no fucks given with Pluto. Look, there are no fucks given.
Like, are you watching?
He doesn't have any.
Are you watching?
Yes. Yeah. And watch how the energy shifts here, because I could feel it as we were talking about Aries New Moon. I'm like, oh man, when we start talking about Pluto and Aquarius, there is going to be a frigid fucking frankness that is going to come over both you and I, because that is the energy that Pluto requires, especially in this 0 degree birthing point of Aquarius.
And the message is coming in. I don't want to forget it. I think it's interesting because everyone's talking about how Saturn has gotten out of Saturn ruled signs and energies. And here's Pluto like, but just you wait. There's more. There's more. I am walking right into the other Saturn ruled sign. So I think there's an energy of seriousness. There's always an energy of seriousness with Pluto. We think about Pluto, the great transformer, integrator, death, rebirth, soul growth, through all of that. What is the big vision of Pluto is to grow you as the individual through those lessons, through like how much you're integrating, how much you're letting go of, what you're really like, what lessons you're learning and choosing to learn, and all of that. And moving from those like this right, because also right here and now, this 29 degree of Capricorn where he's gonna come back to this space and
4 times. That alone is significant. In fact, I had a note down here and I didn't do it before. So you keep talking. I'm going to look up the numerology of the number 4 because that is so significant. I think
structure.
Well, I know that. Yeah, I know all of those things, but let's just see if something else comes up.
But so we have first of all, that 29 degree point, this anoretic degree, and it's the last remnants of what haven't you worked through in the Capricornian energy. It is where are you? Because in the highest expression of Capricorn is self-mastery. So where are you having self-doubt? Where are you not living to your fullest potential? Why are you not in mastery of self yet at this 29 degree? And if something is traveling over this 4 fucking times,
there's a very potent reason.
Look at.
Yeah.
You need to look and see where 29 degrees of Capricorn is for me. My first house. I mean, like, great.
More fun things.
I love my chart. Like, I absolutely, like, my sun is at 2 degrees of Libra. I walk in with the equinox. I'm always on the fucking, like, the new year, like the calendar new year is always like right on my ascendant line. Like, it's fucking beautiful. It's fucking great, but fucking shit. You really see this, you're like, I have taken upon myself, and this not everyone has to hold this responsibility, but I really have like this year, massive just internal knowing and like duty that I am here to fulfill. And when I'm not actualizing the frustration, whatever, like the emotional responses that kind of comes up is like, it's because I know that I'm supposed to be doing so much more.
Yeah.
And for so much more. And so much more of an impact. Like, I've like, my head is like, it's like this container of the skull. Like, it's like,
which by the way is super Saturnian.
Yeah. Can you get me out of this? Like, I have so much more space I need to take up. Like, that's literally, I've been having pressure on my brain like all day. And I feel like that's like gonna also be Pluto and Aquarius, because there's going to be a pressure on our mental on how we're going to be innovating, how we're going to be utilizing. We probably should have done Mars first, but it's okay. We'll probably bypass him.
It was the order. It was the order of the dates.
I know. But when we really like have I'm like, just kidding.
That's my Virgo ass. Look, that's my Virgo, Mercury, Venus conjunct in Virgo 3rd. I know we went in the order of the dates. What are you talking about? This is exactly what it's supposed to happen.
But Pluto, you know, it's that he's moving from the energy of that which governs to that which is governed in the collective. So shifts in innovation, technology, mass yes, communications, like, but social communications, we're seeing that here in the States with some interesting things. I guess I need to download that thing that I don't want to be downloading on my phone. If I have space, by the way. I have like no space. But
Also another container.
Yeah, these containers is like, maybe this is like my Saturn and Sag finally like, whoosh,
Yeah.
we're ready, you're ready, or you're ready, right? Or I'm ready. What's the number 4 mean?
All right. So number 4 numerology means the characteristics of durability, productivity, stability, and dependability. I really love that word durability. That one spoke to me. 4 also represents the geometric shape of a square or a tetrahedron, the 4 elements, the 4 cardinal points, and the 4 seasons. 4 numerology is associated with smart goals, meticulousness, also another great word, and reliability. 4 is a feminine number and a perfect number for the
Pythagorean thing.
Thank you. I know I always have to say it as like the theorem and yeah. Okay. Anyways, we're here.
Why is that? It's for a triangle. That's for a triangle. Anyway.
Pythagorean.
Yeah, that's for a triangle, not for a square. Am I wrong?
It says the feminine number is the perfect number for the Pythagorean. Let me look this up. Copy. This, oh my God, I love being on my computer.
C squared?
They are.
Put me in my math.
No, it has nothing to do with math. It's a group of people.
Well, then we were both wrong because you said theory.
Right. Pythagoreanism originated in the 6th century BC, based on and around the teachings and beliefs held by Pythagoras and his followers, the Pythagoreans. They established the first community in ancient Greece colony of Croton and modern Calabria, which is in Italy.
Who created the theory.
It's the whole thing.
The one that I'm not wrong, basically, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just not. I'm not accurate in this statement.
I'm not wrong, but I'm not right either. So we're great. Balance. Yes. So I loved this 4 foundation because it is such a prominent part of Pluto's journey into Aquarius is this 4 times.
And
what is really being grounded here?
We have to reiterate the fact that we love retrogrades. We are given the gift of time in retrogrades when we get to move through this. Okay, like we are getting to have this letting go process 4 times, and this reveal, this grand reveal as well, because there could be some energy of it's just not ready yet. And once in
just like your brain, it's just not ready yet. It's not ready to just flow out.
It's gonna be pressurized and just anyway. But it's like, but we have, and then there's the birthing, and then there's but we're just not ready. We're just not ready. And that's great because honestly, I don't think anyone's fucking ready for Pluto and Aquarius to be fully there.
No, not. This is why I love this opportunity because as I was saying that and as you were talking, I got this image of like the 4 like stakes in the ground. 2 of them remain in Capricorn, 2 of them remain in Aquarius. And it's this ability to have foundation of your self-mastery in Capricorn, which is going to allow you to thrive and transform in that aspect that you need to in Aquarius. And it's almost like this teaching. I just heard this almost like the teaching of whatever was in Capricorn has to come with you into Aquarius, has to be brought forward. And I'm giving you 4 opportunities to do that because you're going to need that. Don't leave that behind. Don't leave whatever
wait, I forgot something.
Right. Don't leave it behind. Don't forget. Don't forget that. Don't reprogram yourself back to pre-2008. Nobody wants that shit. Nobody wants that shit. No. Look, pre-2008 Bridget was not a happy Bridget. So yeah, we don't want to go all the way back there.
And we're not even going back before 2020.
Right.
We're not going that far back because 2020 Pluto was at 23 degrees. So we're going, he's going
Are
back
we
to
only
what,
going back to like
27?
27,
Yeah,
25?
he's going to 27.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
with that, like we're only going back like a year.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
which there's been a lot that happened this last year.
Yes, there has. Yes, there
I'm gonna turn
has.
this light on, but I'm
Okay. A couple of things that I had out was the word adaptation, I think is going to be a really prominent word. We have to be able to adapt. And what I really think now, even further, because this was written down before I got that image of the four corners, two being in Capricorn, two being in Aquarius, is we are going to need to adapt individually to focus on solutions and self-sustainment. And that a lot of that comes from that self mastery that Capricorn gives. How do you climb the mountain? How do you achieve things? How do you continue to do that? And how do you not? Because look, getting into Aquarius, we got to be real with Pluto. He thrives on the fear. He is very, very good at making transformation occur through the fear paradigm. This is his special sauce. Like, and guess what? It fucking works. It works. There is nothing that changes your life quicker than a really, really healthy dose of fear.
Yeah. Being scared.
Exactly.
So, we're noticing.
But it's not the only one.
Noticing too, I think too, is like that space of being very discerning with the information input that you are programming this lovely thing
100%
of you, because less is more. I really feel like we have all the information we need. I don't, like we were talking about yesterday as well, I don't think we need to go out and get more information. I think we need to, what do we actually need to utilize with the information that we already have and that we've been given? There's something that you're not using. And we have to remember as well, Aquarius it's quirky as fuck, number one. But number two, it's that independent leadership. Because you've made it through the Capricorn energy of being sure of yourself, sure of what you're able and capable of. And you've shown to yourself. Like today, I practiced yoga in my old spot, back corner, the best.
Yes.
And it's like, and someone right in front of me, couldn't see myself in the mirror at all. And I was like, I have nothing to prove to anyone anyway. Like, and that is such a beautiful transition for me personally.
Growth.
Yeah. And and Sarah was next to me. But when I said, I was like, do you want to practice? I was like, I think I want to go to the back corner. She was like, let's do it.
Oh my God, I love her.
Yeah. So, really just being so sure of, because the self-doubt that you're having is the self-doubt that you are having. So how do you actually make it so that you have the self-confidence in yourself and what you know? Integrate into the knowledge that you have, because that's what Pluto actually needs, is to integrate.
Right. It's building, because he is still in a Saturnian sign. It's building the container. It's setting the boundaries. I already know. And it's a setting. I love that, because that is setting of a boundary for yourself. I don't need to collect more information. I am sticking to my boundary here, that I'm not going to go out searching anymore. I'm going to begin doing.
Yeah. More action, more verbs.
More action. So what I had written down.
Oh, wait.
Go for it.
Paying attention to the actions. We don't need to ask, well, things that have gone on recently for me, not needing to ask questions that you already know the answers to based on actions that you've observed or actions that hadn't been done.
The action speaks for itself.
The action and the inaction speaks for itself, as do the words and the silence.
Right.
So what are you actually trying? What more proof do you need? And the question actually is, why do you need more proof? Why aren't you taking with what you are observing as the truth. And granted, yeah, I mean, I'm saying that and I'm like, okay, well, because like question everything and blah, like nothing's real. And we can go that route too. And that's going to happen as well because of Pluto and Aquarius. So
that's very much going to happen. Yeah.
Oh God, there's so much to talk. We're going to have to do a whole different live on Pluto and Aquarius.
Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited.
We have to.
What I have down was targeting outdated ways of thinking and being. That's one thing. Transformation of humanity via unconventional ways. So, with that quirkiness, like you talked about, it's humanity, because of the sign of Aquarius, humanity is going to be transformed once Pluto is done. Period. There is no doubt in my mind. But I think we can all go in with preconceived ideas of what that's going to look like. And because this is Aquarius, it's totally going to come out a totally different and probably very unconventional way. There's going to be changes in science, particularly in health, technology. I really personally
mass travel.
Mass travel. Yep. A restructuring of the world's boundaries. That could absolutely be something that could occur. I really do believe that we are going to see potential colonization in other areas, whatever that means, whatever that looks like. That could be very unconventional. And then there's something with the esoteric and the religious. Like, I don't know. I have no idea what more than that, but Pluto does touch on those, and these are very big structures within humanity, both of these kind of realms. And Pluto does touch on those. Like, Pluto owns those taboo sort of esoteric means. And then how does that play out within the construct, the boundaries that we have already set as a human society? So that's what I had as just some of the, like, who knows? Nobody knows what's going to happen, but these are the potentials that are out there based on what these archetypes really come out as.
Yeah. Strap on your seatbelts, man. Like,
yes. Take responsibility for your money and relationships. Oh, this is the big one. This is the big one. We have Pluto squaring our nodes all fucking year.
I don't know, just when I thought it was going to be great.
You're welcome. You're just welcome. Maybe we do need to do a whole other thing just on these like squaring. I mean, yeah, just on squaring things. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me get Mars up here. So we've got Mars in, oh, thank you. I don't even care that Mars is in its fall. I really don't. At this point, I'm taking what I can get.
Do you know what I found out recently? Because you guys, there's always something to learn about in astrology. Mars is exalted in Capricorn.
He loves it. Well, he is in his fucking fall in Cancer.
He is in the fall in Cancer. I just think, poor thing. Just like after going through that massive fucking retrograde, we talked about it on IG, and like just how quickly he went through. He was through to 25 degrees of.
He was almost there. He was like, I see the finish line.
Finish line for like 3 weeks, and he was like, whoosh. And he's like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
Mars does not like to be slow. He does not. So now he's like coming out of this retrograde, and he's like, okay, like. I can think clearly, I can move, I can start to take some action, but he's still not moving very fast. Like, he has not been moving very fast.
No.
He gets to move right the fuck into cardinal water, which I just think, though, is like, I think Cancer gets such a bad rap. Cancer gets such a bad rap, but he just recalibrated our mind and our mental space in Gemini. And now he's going to recalibrate the waters. And I think maybe not recalibrate because it's not retrograde, but he's going to just like, it's that like dive. Maybe he's in like fucking like, what is that? Cannonball in. Like a cannonball in, just like shake shit up. So it's going to be an interesting thing, but Mars is very uncomfortable in Cancer. Mars is the Aries energy, warrior spirit, the action, the drive, the motivation, the one who wants to move, and he's in fucking our emotions, our emotional
He
process.
is. I
From
mean, it's the
divine
sensitive
masculine
side.
to divine feminine, and like he is just like, what the fuck? There's going to be likely a lot of frustration. There could be frustration, but I don't know. I wonder how the divine masculine is going to take it, like the actual archetype of the divine masculine, because
Yeah.
like there could be some beautiful opportunity of integrating this energy for them, especially having Mars be in Gemini. I'm like, you know, like, okay, maybe my words have been a little bit whatever they have been. And now, like, okay, maybe I get to get in a little bit more in tune with my emotions, especially before Mars does end up going from Cancer into Leo, and then letting it be like, again, everything is, what are you writing down?
So I don't forget, because you're on a roll and I just got to download.
I love when she makes notes because I will forget.
Yes.
So we have this like really like beautiful opportunity of just like, you know, tapping it, this merger of divine masculine, divine feminine energy that's going to be coming together, and the clarity of the mind that's going to be happening because of what Mars just moved through us mentally in our mental space with the Gemini energy.
Yeah.
And
so what
moment.
So what I had, you know, we talked about Mars being matured in Gemini, and I almost feel like this run through Cancer is going to be his, I'm going to call it a test, but what I heard was it all has to mean something. And that's what I think Mars in Cancer is going to be able to provide, in that it all has to mean something. So my journey through Gemini, all of this stuff that's happening out here, it all has to mean something.
What are you making it mean?
Yes.
What are you making it mean? What are you making it mean about yourself? Get curious. Again, going back to the emotional processing, get curious about your emotions. Let them be your guides.
Mm-hmm.
And the reactivity of them. Mars will make you react when you do have the capability to fully respond and to pause. He has been proven he can pause. He has been proven to. So tap into
it.
Yeah.
There's this, like I wrote down, steam internally or talk about it. Does timid help or hinder? And it's these questions that I think that Mars can explore as he is here. You know, it's almost like this, protect your dreams. Because that's what I really love about the sign of Cancer is that owning of the, I mean, yes, Piscean realm definitely has that dream state too, but this is the dreams of your home. This is the dreams of your family structure, your roots, your ancestry, all of those things. So it's protecting those dreams, not only because as Mars has been in Gemini and as all of these other things have been happening, if you've gotten those downloads about what you need to fulfill that purpose of your family lineage, of your ancestry, where you're at within that process, how you can be the one to break the cycles and do all of those things as you're working through that, it's protecting those dreams here and being willing to be that silent warrior and fight for that through, because we just got done talking about this, as this Pluto in Aquarius is here, through focusing on solutions and self-sustainment. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? We love what
Again, going back
want.
To, what do you want?
It's like hard.
One of the most powerful questions you could ask yourself.
Yeah. What do you want?
This woman right here asked me that for probably a year and a half.
What do you want? What do you want, Moni?
What do you want? I'm like, I don't know, but I don't want this.
Fair enough. So that is part of discovering what we want, knowing what we don't. The last thing that I had, and this was really cool because it's by Isabel Hickey, The Astrology, a Cosmic Science. And I was just kind of like looking up. She deals a lot with like the body that is the body part or process that is affected by each sign. And she talks about Mars and Cancer being strongly, your digestion being strongly affected by moods and feelings.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting. And I felt it was prominent as, you know, here we are in spring, lots of new colors, lots of new changes in diets, lots of new things that we may be consuming. Like, understand that you still have to take care of this meat that you are in this body. You have to take, and you can't, what is this? You can't focus on solutions and self-sustainability if your body is giving way. And that can be sometimes a very interesting transition, especially right now, because we've been so steeped in Neptunian, Piscean energy. It's getting back to this now. What do you need to thrive? Because you have to actually thrive, mind, body, soul, thrive to continue to protect your dreams.
Yep. And your nervous system will be a very big guide to noticing that. Your responses. That, like, one could say you are in response to your external, but your internal is also the external is in response to your internal, and how you're viewing it internally changes what you're seeing and how you're looking at it. I mean,
and if you're still under the impression that your gut is not the brain, there's a whole rabbit hole that you are welcome to go down. The gut is the brain and rules a lot of things. It definitely has its own ecosystem in there that, like you said, that internal can really affect what's happening on the external.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
Amazing.
my gosh, we did it.
We did it.
Did it. First time streaming to YouTube live. I am so excited. Oh my gosh. This is how I still have a half a page of Pluto in Aquarius, and that half page is being saved for the daily dose, y'all. So look, you got to get in. Got to get into the daily dose.
It's in our link tree. It's in the link in description box. It is such a fun time. So it's 111 for 3 months of access, and it's fucking great. It's like amazing.
We got all the things. It's in the chat. It will always be in the description box. You don't have to worry.
My link tree is not fully accurate.
Wait, does it need to be bigger? Oh man. No, that is not there. It must have gotten cut off. I wonder if we look at all of this learning going on. I wonder if we have a text limit, like a character limit. So look, it's all in the description box. I promise everybody.
Yeah. Ripples in the Matrix is where you can find me. Everything except for TikTok. I need to get on there. And Habitual Sages is where you can find her. Red Pill Astrology is where you can find our stuff together, including on Instagram. And we will be clipping some of this to send over to Instagram to keep them happy.
And even TikTok. And we're going to put little shorts out. We're going to keep growing and developing this space, because it is like, this just brings me so much love and joy. And I love doing this with you. And don't forget, subscribe, turn on alerts, like, share with your friends, let them know. We will be back. We have not set up the April dates yet. However, we will get on that. And then obviously, as it was for this one, we will schedule those lives out, so that way you can hit that awesome notify me button and you get an email immediately when we go live. So
amazing.
that is it. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.